Okay, hey everyone. Normally I wouldn't make a video like this, but this is too weird for me not to. I have to discuss it. Over the past couple months, people seem to have been making, like, rock music, specifically Nirvana, in the style of Mario 64. And when I say the style of, I mean using the sound font from Mario 64. I mean, it sounds pretty good, but it's different people. It's all recent. Like, one Nirvana album was made 6 days ago. So, it's weird that these are just popping up out of nowhere. And, I just wanted to take a listen and just discuss this weird phenomena. And yet, it's kind of great. I don't know why people are doing this, but I don't mind. Here we are now, entertain us. True story, when I was a kid, I had Bleach and Incesticide first. Yes, that's the name of the Nirvana album. And I had not heard Smells Like Teen Spirit until later on. And the first time I heard Smells Like Teen Spirit was a version where Kurt was singing in a weird way. And I thought that's just how he sang the song. Smells Like Teen Spirit shitpost. Let's see. Yeah, Nirvana Butcher Smells Like Teen Spirit on purpose. On a tape I had of a bunch of Nirvana rarities and unreleased things was this performance from, I guess, Top of the Pops. And I thought this was how the song went. He's just, it's a shitpost live. This will probably get claimed. Anyway, just an aside. I mean, the sound font actually works. Like, I think it's partially because the snare and the kick. All right, maybe not the hi-hat so much, but it kind of works for rock music. I don't know if it goes up like that in that one spot. Yeah, maybe. Oh boy. To me, this just kind of highlights some of the weird chords that Kurt used. I know it seems so standard now, but there definitely is there's like some weird chord voicings. Not even voicing so much, just mashing together disparate intervals and then writing a nice melody over it. That was like one thing he was, I mean, there was a couple things he was good at, but specifically, I think Cobain's biggest strength was playing Mario 64, but also he didn't get a chance to see Mario 64, but he did play Mario World. That's confirmed. Dave Grohl confirmed that. When they got a check, they played Mario World a lot. But yeah, I think the melody writing over some of these weird chord choices is what makes some of these songs so interesting for me. Even though I've heard this album to death and back, like, it's just too many times I've heard this album, and it's no longer my favorite album like it was when I was 10, but I can still appreciate it. Especially with these Mario 64 sounds. Oh, that sounds good. Come As You Are. Don't worry, I'll spare you my singing, and also it'll be a 10 millisecond delay anyway, so not worth it. The Breed sounded pretty good. Yeah, this is one of my favorite melodies of his. I mean, good choice of instrumentation so far across the board, using this silly sound font. Another little story, I guess, just background in my own personal life. I got into Nirvana for some weird reason. I don't even know why. It was one of those things that, like, I just came online as a person, and I remember asking my cousin, like, questions about Kurt Cobain when I was like 10, and he brought over Unplugged from New York, like during the summer, and I would listen to it. I didn't give a shit. Then one day I just gave a lot of a shit, apparently, and he got me into Nirvana, told me all about Kurt Cobain and, you know, what happened to him. So I knew immediately, like, oh, this dude is not a role model, but also that's a real fucking tragedy. But for some reason, and I don't know why we like the things we like as people, maybe it's because someone else likes them, maybe it's just because it responds to you or you respond to it, like, deep down. I don't really know, but yeah, from that point forward, I became kind of obsessive about Nirvana, and every time we went to the Jersey Shore, I'd have to buy a new bootleg CD. I thought Nirvana had like 30 albums, because every time I went down to the Jersey Shore, there was a new one, and it was all just like alternate names for different songs, like, and weird early first names. Like, Breed was originally called Imodium, and then some live stuff and just, you know, unreleased demos. But I got really into it, and like I said, I actually won Bleach and Incesticide at Point Pleasant, and I would say, the tapes, by the way, and I would say Nirvana is the reason, and getting into Nirvana so young is the reason that I play guitar to this day. I still, you know, respect the music and the tight songwriting, but I don't really listen to them very often, and it's like so overplayed and cliche at this point. In fact, if you cover Nirvana, you know, people will, and we did back in the day, like 15 years ago, people will judge you. But I can appreciate the music for what it is, and here's the other fascinating thing. A year after that, Mario 64 came out. So it's a very specific time in my life where I have very strong memories of both Nirvana and Mario 64. So seeing these fucking things pop up on my YouTube and be recommended a lot is like a weird confluence of two of my favorite things. Holly. Territorial Pissings. Drain You's great. Drain You's such an awesome song. At one point, Drain You was my favorite song on the album. And then Lounge Act was also my favorite song on the album because it wasn't played on the radio 1,000 times. Just a great bass line. Stay away. This was originally called Pay to Play. Oh my god. That kazoo sounding thing is going mental in my right ear right now. Some slight tonal inaccuracies, maybe like the interplay between the guitar and bass in some spots is a little different, but otherwise it's really good. Like, this is a really good recreation of this music. I love On a Plane too. That's another one that that's the one we covered. It's such a simple song, but there's just something about it. And yeah, it really, you're gonna not, when you first pick up guitar, Nirvana's a pretty easy band to start learning from, but getting some of the way he played right is not as easy as it seems. And honestly, whether or not you agree with me, I don't think anyone could sing like Kurt. It's weird because his voice was just, it wasn't a style necessarily. It was, but when I hear what made it kind of solidified for me was hearing bands like Puddle of Mud and all the weird, like, post-grunge bands that tried to do that utterly fail or sound ridiculous. To me, makes me appreciate his scream and his vocals a whole lot more. Though I will say, my favorite part of Kurt Cobain's vocals was the lower register unplugged stuff. I think that was where he was really, like, at his best. But yeah, no one could scream like him and make it sound authentic. Maybe let me know what you think in the comments if you have another singer that you think is better or, you know, does that thing. Listen, I love Chris Cornell, but there's just something about Kurt. I think, like, Chris Cornell technically was the best singer of that time, and there are other singers that I love more. Like, I like David Gilmour from Floyd more. I like Robert Plant when he's not screeching. Freddie Mercury is one of my favorites. I love Mark Lanigan's tone, and a million other people. Like, I could just keep going with singers. It wouldn't Bowie, obviously, but there's just something about Kurt's voice that I think really made this band stick out. I didn't realize this was going to turn into a Nirvana praise session. Oh, it's Batman, but it sounds like GoldenEye. Wow. This just sounds a whole lot like GoldenEye. But I have no problem looking a little foolish defending one of the biggest bands in the world because their overrated status, they're usually people's first, like, band, or, you know, people still discover them to this day, like I discovered Jimi Hendrix. But, yeah, they do kind of, because of how simple some of the stuff is, and it's not prog, it's not, like, metal, really. I mean, it's a little punk. It just kind of is a thing that is. And, I like the idea of discussing why it became so big. I mean, for those that don't know, Nirvana was, like, it changed music from the 80s to the 90s. It was, like, hair metal, cheesy pop, and then Nirvana came along and it was, like, different after that. And trying to understand why is a really interesting thing. And I'm not going to go into it in this video or anything, but two chords. You know, you don't need a ton of changes and like really intricate jazz chord voicings, which I like those too, especially once in a while. But, you know, to just kind of reach people and really, like, immediately grab their attention and stick in their head. Simple is good. Anyway, so then there's this one. This just was 6 days ago. By the way, that album was made by Something Is Real. That Mario 64 thing. This one is made by Subviv. And this album was cool. I liked it. This is just a collection of, like, B-sides and unreleased stuff that they put out after the success of Nevermind, but before In Utero. Sliver is a good song. I mean, some of this sounds like it could have just been Mario 64 bonus levels. Oh, this is a good one. Stain. Yeah, I forgot about a lot of these songs. I haven't listened to this in so long. It's amazing the immediate visceral reaction I have to some of these riffs. Nice horn. She should've. She should've stayed. A lot of horns. It's the mighty, mighty boss tones. Molly's Lips, which is a cover. poly new wave. Some weird songs on here. Like, the whole second half of this has got some real bizarre songs on it. Mexican seafood is just, it's a story about him getting sick from eating Mexican seafood. Oh my god, this sounds like a Bowser level. Forgot about this song entirely. Arrow Zeppelin. And then probably the best song on the album for me is Aneurysm. Yep. I mean, it's repetitive as fuck, but so is punk. Okay, so then there's also In Utero, and I think this is by the first person, Something Is Real. Of course it's Peach. This was actually the last Nirvana album I ever owned of theirs, you know, like of the main ones. So I heard this one last. So, like a lot of these songs I saved for quite a while because I didn't want to run out of music of theirs. But I think this is my favorite album of theirs. It feels the most trying to follow up Nevermind, but then doing it in like a loud, fucked up kind of way. I thought was really interesting. But there's still a lot of like catchy, poppy kind of songs on here, just not as overproduced as Nevermind. And then there's just some stuff that's just insanity, which I'm also okay with. Oh god, that's the solo? It works, I mean, I guess. Oh my god. Oh my god. The video description says this was definitely much harder than Nevermind. Yes, in multiple ways. Scentless Apprentice. Bold choice to put this at song 2 on the album. Oh my god. Oh shit! I wasn't expecting that. Oh, that's so good. Oh, okay. Okay, Mario. It weirdly works. Well, howdy, cowpokes. It's heart-shaped box time. Oh. The fake sitar noise. I guess that works. Oh yeah, no, this works really well for me. Yeah, might be. There's a harmony going on here that I don't know if it sounds as harmonious as it should, but still a very, very cool attempt at this. I think it sounds good. So here's the name. The name of the song is something I can't say on YouTube, so I won't. Oh, that's some funky rhythm going on back there. Francis Farmer. This is an underrated song on this album for me. Like, this was one of my immediate favorites. There's just something about that melody. Oh, no, down one. Okay. This is Dumb is actually an early song. I think they had this for a couple years before it finally made its way to this album. And this is another simple, really good song for me. It sounds like something that could be on Nevermind. I like the strings, the cello on this. I never understood what this song was about, Very Ape. Because the chorus is out of the ground into the sky, out of the sky into the dirt. I was like, what does it have to do with monkeys when I was a kid? And then as I got older, I realized it's probably about people aping off the style, like of any music. It could be him, it could be anyone else, but maybe specifically his own experience being the grunge god that he was assigned. Maybe this is obvious for people, but my interpretation, something gets like birthed out of the ground, like an orc, and then it makes a lot of money. And it gets popular into the sky, and then people take it from there and just like, drive it back into the ground until it's old. Oh my god. Okay, so this is Milk It. It says here, not sure if I should explain Milk It, but I was pretty intentional about the sounds I used. I mean, sure. Oh, that's very silly. Hello. This song kind of scared me a little bit as a kid. Just the fucking scream on it. Penny Royalty. I actually don't love this song. I think it's fine, but it's not one that I've historically went back to a lot. I found it to be kind of boring. Appreciate the intent, but yeah, probably one of my least favorites on the album. Catchy though. Do love this song though. Radio-friendly unit shifter. Wow. All right. Tourette's is another shitpost kind of song. This was, I think they called this The Eagle Has Landed. At, like, some point when they were doing it live. Yeah, that's what I expected. All apologies. Let's see if they get that drone right. This always reminded me of a Velvet Underground / Pixies song. Also a good way to end the album, and a little heartbreaking considering this is their last song on their last album. Easily amused. No, not quite. Almost. So, yeah, those are the Nirvana. I'm sure there's Bleach. I mean... Bleach, Mario 64. 7 days ago, yeah, it exists. Okay, I'm not gonna go through Bleach, but Bleach is an underrated and awesome album. And this one's also from Subvith. I like, School and Negative Creep off this album. Honestly, I don't skip any of the songs on this one. Oh, there's a bonus of Sappy. I loved this song. And there was like so many different versions of it. But yeah, there's also Bleach. And just as a bonus, here's another one I found. It is Alice in Chains' Dirt. Oh man. This one's from My Inferno. Oh yeah. God, I love this album. Peach and Chains. That's perfect. I think this is one of the, I mean, even though it's a heavily Nirvana-focused segment, this is one of my favorite albums from the early 90s, as well as Jar of Flies. Alice in Chains, when they were at their best, it was like unreal how good their shit was. But yeah, Dirt in particular is classic. Just gonna go quick through this one. Damn That River. Rain When I Die. Down in a Hole. A lot of do's. Do-do. Rooster is the one most people know from this record. This was an overplayed song that I don't actually feel sick of, weirdly enough. A little bit, but not too much. First time I listened to this song in 5 or 6 years, I was driving, I was doing like a little road trip, and I really listened in my car on like a decent, not the best sound system, but a decent one. And I was like, holy shit. Just curious to see how this one starts. Yeah, that's sitar again. Oh yeah. It's perfect. It's so good. Junkhead and Dirt are my two underrated favorites of this album. I think they're as good as any of their singles, if not even better, and really raw. Like, yeah, make your jokes. But no, Lane was very fucked up at this time and after. I mean, it's no secret a lot of these guys they didn't live not too long, and they were using the stuff, and I feel for them. My heart broke for them, and I didn't understand it as a kid, but reading about it, watching videos about it as I'm older, and seeing like what got them to that point, it's heartbreaking. But it's all here in the music. Well, not in Mario 64 maybe, but originally. And yet, I don't get sad listening to the music. Like, it doesn't bring me down in a weird way. But I'm also a little weird myself. Also, good choice of instrumentation here. So then there's Dirt itself. Dirt's a great song. Also perfect instrumentation for this. Like, Mario 64 actually can handle dark songs like really well. Even with like happy sounding sound font instrument. I'm really impressed with this one's subtleties. Like, nothing sounds overtly off to me on this Alice in Chains album. So then there's Godsmack, which that's how the band Godsmack got their name. Angry Chair. And I think this is like a weird choice for a closer, the song Wood, but also one of my favorite Alice in Chains songs, top 3. And not the obvious choice to close out an album, but at least not to me, and yet I think it's perfect. Oh man. Again, it sounds so good in the sound font. How is that even possible? Alright. Well, I don't know why this is happening, like I said earlier, but I'm okay with it. This has been a weird journey. I think more of this is gonna just keep happening. At some point, most albums that exist in humanity will be remade in the Mario 64 sound font, and then they're gonna move on to the GoldenEye sound font. Here, Nirvana in GoldenEye. No, but just 4 days ago, Something Is Real did Seven Nation Army in the GoldenEye sound font, and oh, you have to see the Photoshop. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at Jack White's lips! He gave him the stretchy face! This is so stupid and I love it. Oh man. It sounds pretty good. Oh my god. Amazing. All right, well, this trend is just going to keep happening. I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more. If you like this video, like if this ends up being something people enjoyed, I will, in a couple weeks, a month, whatever, just check out a couple random new ones. I don't know. This is just fascinating to me, is the amount of effort it is taking people to recreate these songs in these sound fonts, and for relatively small amounts of views. Like, still good. Nevermind in Mario 64 sound font has 1 million views at this time, 1.1 million, which is really good. This song has 11k. Alice in Chains has 45k, so I mean, it definitely is getting views, but I think for the amount of work this is taking people, I don't know, maybe time better spent elsewhere, but don't tell them I said that. Oh my god. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and thanks for listening. I guess take care, and see you next time. Absolutely amazing. So long.